Hello mga katribu and welcome to another episode of PairFect. I'm Francine Marquez, and if you're a coffee lover, then this episode is perfect for you. Today, I am joined by one of the people that brought innovation to the coffee industry. Whether hot or ice, you can have coffee at the palm of your hand anytime, anywhere. So join us today and let's learn what makes this possible from the co-founder and CEO of Lyger Coffee, Mr. Philipp Renner. Welcome to PairFect, Philip.
Thank
Good
you.
to have you here.
So excited
in
to
the
be
house.
here.
Yeah, we're so happy you're here today,
Thank you.
flesh and blood. So let's stop and smell whatever coffee that you'll be talking to us about. So first, when was Liger Coffee established? Can you give us a brief, some history about it?
So we're a very young brand. We launched end of last year, I think December 20th to be precise. Of course, the idea of the brand had been in the making for quite some time. We're four co-founders behind this idea, and we've been thinking about the coffee brand for almost a year before that, preparing, coming up with the branding, deciding on what exactly the product should be, doing the sourcing, of course. The beans that we use are from Colombia, they're pure Arabica beans. And then, of course, we had a little bit of preparation time. But then we started the first sale here in the Philippines in December. And yeah, the business has really started to take off now in January. And we're growing every month.
Yeah. What did you do for marketing? I mean, it happened during the pandemic. What were some challenges that you had to face?
I mean, I think the biggest challenge was probably working with our local team in the beginning. Everything was, of course, remote. I mean, everyone here and across the world was in lockdown. So for the longest time, we were in Zoom meetings, Google meetings all the time, coordinating things, not being able to meet in person, which of course was also on the sourcing side, not that easy.
Yes.
But then, yeah, I mean, marketing, we are purely online at the moment. You can go to our store at ligercoffee.com, and that's where you purchase. Marketing-wise, most of the work we've been doing in the beginning has been indeed online. So on Facebook, on Instagram, we're working with influencers. We've been hosting a few offline events now since it's been possible.
Okay.
But the majority is still happening online.
Oh, so let's spread the word around.
Yes.
And you know, for all those people, well, we're all just coffee lovers here. So any event or any new product, we'll just drink it all up. But Philip, what exactly is crystallized coffee?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and maybe we can even show that. I don't know if that's
Yes.
possible. So I myself am a huge coffee lover, and I have this crazy barista setup at home. I was telling you earlier with
Yes.
almost like a cafe at home, and I was always looking for a solution to bring barista quality coffee on the road. And of course, the traditional instant coffee that a lot of people use did not really do the trick for me. So I was looking for a better solution, and what we came up with was brewing perfect coffee. So using high-end Arabica beans from Colombia at the moment, and then we brew the coffee under perfect conditions. And then what happens is this crystallization process where the perfectly brewed coffee gets frozen. So it's freeze-dried and then it's pulverized. And then it's packaged into these tiny mini cups. And I mean, the mini cups look super cute, but that's not the only reason we're doing this. The main reason is actually that we want to conserve the flavor, right?
Yeah, it
So
makes sense.
yeah, the crystallization process, and we can show that in a second if we open it. You can see crystals in here. Manages to keep the quality. Like if you shake it, you can see it a little bit.
Yes, yes.
And then we put it in these small cups. It's 1 cup per serving because of the high humidity levels that we have here in the Philippines, right? If you have a big pack of coffee, if you open it, you usually have humidity coming in.
Yes.
And that's definitely going to impact the flavor. Now with this, it's sealed. You only open it once you drink it.
Yes.
And you still have the perfect flavor.
And I can smell it as well.
Yeah. It has
Looks
this
fresh. It smells fresh.
coffee chocolate smell.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. And then from here, what do you do?
So I think right now we both have hot water.
Yes.
This would also work with cold water or any other type of liquid.
Okay.
We literally just pour it in
I'll follow you.
and then stir it maybe 2-3 times.
Okay.
And then it usually dissolves within 5 to 10 seconds.
Oh, there
And you're
you go.
done. So very similar to what a lot of you probably know from the instant coffee experience. But I don't know if we can show this here. You can see the way the coffee looks is a lot closer to what you would get in a cafe when you, for example, order an Americano. Yeah.
It looks potent,
It is.
like an espresso.
Yeah, I mean, we now used, actually I used the latte flavor. So mine is going to be even stronger. The red one is Americano. Sorry, the black one is Americano. The red one is latte.
Yeah, I was
However,
wondering.
yeah, latte only becomes latte if you add milk. Now, the latte one is very strong because it's supposed to be added with milk. But we now chose the strong coffee and
but
made
it's
it with
good.
water.
Oh my goodness. I hope you're here. To our dear viewers, it's a different experience, I must say.
Do you like it?
Yes. Well, somebody who uses 3-in-1 drinks, this is far, far, far different in terms of quality, much, much higher in terms of levels. The drinking experience, I mean.
Nice, yeah. I actually personally prefer it even better with milk. So I usually use oat milk. I think that tastes very good. But even with with water, I like it, yeah.
And then what else? What other variants do you have aside from red and the black one, the Americano?
So the two Americano and latte were really the ones that we started with because it's the basics, right? Americano and latte is kind of the standard that most people order.
Yes.
The sales we've made so far are only for these. Now within the next 4 weeks, we're launching 6 new flavors. I'm not going to reveal all of them, but I can share some.
Just a glimpse.
I think one flavor I'm personally very excited about is a cold brew version. So it's really cold brew made over this long process. It's going to be super smooth. It will also be served in these mini cups. And it's going to be launched very soon. And then there's a new line that we're launching, which is called Bulletproof. I don't know if you know what that means.
I know. Is it like what you use when you're into this keto diet?
Exactly. So it's originally from the keto diet.
Yes.
It has a lot of health benefits.
Okay.
It also, I think, caters more to people who like sweet taste. Because, I mean, right now this is pure black coffee, right? So our new line with the Bulletproof, and there will be coffee. There will also be a matcha version for tea lovers.
Wow.
It has this sweet taste while still being healthy with coconut oil and so on. So I'm very, very excited about that line as well.
I'm very excited too. Just the mention of all these new products coming up. Suddenly, I mean, it just gives a different experience, especially for me. I've been looking for convenient ways to enjoy coffee. I've tried the ones with the filter, the ones you put on the cup, but then they just break up and fall. So this is a very good alternative. It is.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a lot of people bringing this on their journeys. I think the coolest pictures I've seen was one person who brought this on a ship, like a sailing boat, and one person even on a plane.
Okay.
Because you can literally take it anywhere, right? You don't even need hot water, just some liquid. Yeah.
Or no need to cut anything or put it somewhere or what, right?
Exactly.
You don't even need to. Usually me, I bring my own French press just to have good. But this one really changes the game altogether, Philip. Yeah, but now I want to ask you. Well, you said mini cups, you've changed them from plastic and now there's a new packaging, like more paper. Let's talk about sustainability in terms of the packaging and practices of Liger Coffee.
So we care a lot about sustainability, and it's important to us that we make small steps towards becoming fully sustainable. Now, I've mentioned these mini cups. They are made out of recyclable plastic. It's still the best way to conserve flavor. Nevertheless, we are aware that we are causing some kind of plastic effects with this. So I think after only 2 months, we decided to partner up with the Plastic Solution, a local NGO. And we offer a recycling program where we incentivize people to send back their used coffee cups. The way it works is that once people have collected 50 of these mini cups, they can go to our website and get a free shipping label. We pay the costs, they can ship it back to us. It actually goes to the Plastic Solution directly, and they then make building bricks out of this. So houses and a few other things are made out of these recycled cups. And actually, if people send them back to us, we even give them a free gift.
Okay,
so it's a surprise
earlier.
gift. Yeah.
What is it?
I don't want to reveal it, but yeah, we really try to incentivize people to take care of the environment. And I mentioned this to you earlier, but this packaging that we're seeing here right now in this plastic box, we decided while it might look cool, it's not in line with our sustainability promise. So what we've now did for the new line, and also if you order now, what you will get is actually a paper box. So it's a white paper box that also looks very sleek. The cups have not changed, but we want to fulfill the promise that we say we become more and more sustainable over time. It's very important to us as a company.
And I also noticed that it's not just about business. You have communities that you work with. You have collaborations with other groups.
Yeah, we do. So generally, we care about having an impact and making good change happen. So while currently the coffee is made out of Arabica beans from Colombia, we are already in conversations with some coffee farmers here in the Philippines. I'm personally a big fan of the Benguet's Arabica beans.
Yes.
I really like the taste. So one of the things that you can all stay tuned for is that over the next few months, we're also going to launch some local versions, which I'm super excited about because, of course, the Filipino coffee is also really good. And I'm very excited to do that and support the communities with that.
Wow, I'm so overwhelmed by the R&D product developments that you've been talking about already and the announcements that will be made later for these new launches. How does this all happen? Is it something like you just drink your coffee and the ideas come along?
I mean, that certainly helps. I mean, the caffeine boost in the morning, waking up.
Okay.
But I think it's really the process also of us co-founders and the team behind this together. This is certainly not a one-man show or one-woman show. But as I mentioned, we are 4 co-founders. We have an amazing team based here in the Philippines. We speak to people. We try to find out what people are looking for, what they want, and get our ideas from that.
Wow. Well, we're already just warming up and I'm just starting to get caffeinated. But before we continue, we'll take a short coffee break. We'll be right back.
Non-stop showbiz update ba ang hanap nyo? Sagot na yan ang aming Tribune Extra. Balitang entertainment at lifestyle, mapalocal man o international, meron kami niyan. Manood at makichika na kasama si Kim Sancha Lunes hanggang Biyernes alas 5 ng hapon sa Tribune News on Q at separate premiere nito ng alas 7:30 ng gabi. Mapapanood sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube. Alamin ang latest entertainment at sa mga paborito nyong celebrities kasama si Pocholo Concepcion sa programang What's Up. Makibanding at kwentuhan kasama ang mga kilalang personalidad sa entertainment industry. Sama-sama natin silang kilalanin at silipin ang makulay nilang mundo every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Kaya sit back and relax lang kayo mga katribu. Hanapin at ilike ang Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube. Dahil sagot na namin ang masayang kwentuhan dito lang sa What's Up. Mga katribu, tara na't makiisa at matuto sa mga public service programs hatid ng Kalingang Katribu. Tuwing Lunes, nandyan ang usapang business na magbibigay tips at inspirasyon sa mga aspiring entrepreneurs kasama si Vernon Velasco. Tuwing Miyerkules, usapang pangkalusugan naman ang tatalakayin ni Miss Cory Quirino sa Health and Wellness. At tuwing Biyernes naman, kung legal advice ang kailangan mo, sagot ka na ng Legal Diaries kasama si Elmer Navarro Manuel at mga guest lawyers. Lahat ng niya mapapanood tuwing alas 3:30 ng hapon sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
Welcome back to PairFect. Still with us is coffee genius, Philipp Renner.
I wish.
Before the break, we were talking about Liger's Coffee's mini cups of flavored coffee that gives you a barista-level cup of joe. So, and in between the break, I was asking you, is this something that you've seen before or how did you develop the product here in the Philippines?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm originally German. So are my co-founders, and we've lived across the world. I was in the U.S. for the last few years. One of my co-founders has been in the Philippines. Some of them have been in the UK. And we've been looking at products that are interesting for the local market here. And then that kind of being coffee lovers, this is how the whole coffee idea started. And then we were just thinking, okay, what is the right kind of product that we want to launch that people understand, but that's still an innovation and really makes a difference in regards to taste and convenience. And that's how we came up with it. So there are a few Western companies that are also starting to use this kind of crystallization process. It's still very new in Southeast Asia, so we haven't really seen it here yet. But we thought there's a nice opportunity to launch it. I mean, Filipinos love drinking coffee,
Yes.
so it was the perfect fit, to be honest.
Yeah. And wait, I think we've been ignoring the lion in the room, which is why Liger?
Yeah.
It's an interesting story. Told
That's
us
a good
earlier.
question. Absolutely. I mean, you can see Liger, we spell it with a Y, but Liger with an I is actually the biggest feline, the biggest wild cat in the world. They do exist. They're very rare because they are the combination of a lion having offspring together with a tiger. But yeah, these animals typically weigh 300 to 500 kilos. And we said we want to make bold coffee. So that's how we came up with Liger. And I mean, you can see it in the logo, right? It has this kind of feline look. But that's the story behind it. Yeah.
You should have merchandise, or do you?
Not yet. I mean,
Like the cups.
if you're telling
and
me
the
you would like it,
thermos.
maybe we should start doing it.
Why not? Yeah, it's a very good logo. Yeah,
Thank you.
it's very nice. I mean, the brand, it's easily memorable. I mean, you know it already, Liger Coffee. But earlier you said you were working for a company, a corporation, 8 years.
Yes.
And just like that, you decided to set up your own business, be an entrepreneur. How come?
So, I mean, I was indeed in the corporate world for the last 8 years. And I think I learned a lot of things of how to run a company and how to manage teams there. But I've always had the dream of building my own company. And I've been thinking about that for a long time. And for me, the question was more around finding the right team, which I think I did with the 3 co-founders I have. We're all good friends. We've known each other for more than 10 years. And also finding the right idea. And then sometime last year, the cards kind of fell in the right place. We started having good conversations. And I think the 4 of us were starting to get very excited about what we could build. And then it was a very easy decision for me to say, thank you for the last 8 years in the corporate world. I learned a lot, but now there's this new thing I really want to do. Build a company, build a brand that creates happiness. And yeah.
And was coffee part of the concept all along? Was it brewing in your mind to have something related to the coffee business?
I mean, I'm a huge fan of food and beverages. I mentioned to you earlier,
Yes.
I love cooking, so I usually cook 4 or 5 days a week myself. I love wine. I love all kinds of beverages. I have this crazy barista set up at home. So it's always been interesting for me to look at that space. And then I think coffee is still something that the majority of people have almost on a daily basis, especially in the Philippines. I mean, I'm amazed by the amount of coffee that gets consumed.
Yes.
So once we started digging into that space more, it became clear that there's a big opportunity. It's an attractive space. It's a space where people still like to see innovation. And that's how we decided on the idea.
And how's the unicorn experience for you so far? I mean, you mentioned foodie, maybe food business to match your coffee concept.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not yet sure about food because food is also a complex kind of business, and it's different to coffee. Nevertheless, I mean, I mentioned we're launching this this bulletproof line where we also have a matcha. So I do think aside from coffee, there are probably other adjacent products that might be interesting. Looking into tea, maybe also looking into something that goes nicely with the coffee that you indeed can eat. And we're now also, you're now the first people to find out. We're
Yes.
launching it on the
You heard
website
it
in the
here
next 3
first.
days. We're now launching a cup, a double-walled glass, which I don't know if some of you might have seen. So it has 2 layers. It creates a vacuum in between, which means it allows you to conserve the temperature in the glass while there's no condensation on the outside. At the same time, it looks very nice. So if you check our website within the next 3 days, you will see we're launching this new product. So we are really trying to cover the entire coffee drinking experience, not just the coffee itself. And there are certainly other innovative products that we can launch in that space.
Oh, okay. I've always wondered. I thought it was just design-wise, those
No,
glasses.
it's actually it really makes a difference. So I mean, it stays cool on the outside, and whatever you pour in keeps the temperature, and it's actually dishwasher safe. You can put it in the microwave and so on. So very convenient.
How do you get these ideas, Philip? Do you write them down or?
I mean, just drinking so much coffee myself, right? It's like I very often think about what would I appreciate as an avid coffee drinker,
Yes.
and then we test it with people. So we work with local baristas as well, actually here in the Philippines. We test our concepts. When we launch new products, we do tastings. So for us, it's important that, of course, I will taste the product. But my taste doesn't necessarily mean that it represents what the majority wants, right? So what we do is when we decide on new products, of course, our team tastes them, but then we make sure that we have professionals, really baristas, taste the products. And also, let's say, different types of regular coffee drinkers. The person who drinks 1 cup per day, the person who drinks 4 cups per day. So we make sure we can really tailor to the taste of the majority. Instead of saying, hey, I'm Phil, I like coffee and I love it. That doesn't mean that you will like it, right? So we do these kinds of tests to make sure that the flavors we have meet the requirements of the majority.
So you also put, I mean, that just only shows that you put premium in the customer experience.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a very extensive process. The baristas, the drinkers, the interviews and all.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we also try to go above and beyond with our customer service. It's something I really care about. I think when I'm interacting with companies, I usually find it very frustrating if I have a problem and I cannot reach them. Then I have to ask 5 times and nothing happens. So with Liger, we're trying to deliver this premium experience also on the customer experience side. So if you, for example, have to wait for a very long time because the courier is not delivering, we will send out a new package. We will give you a free gift. We do all of these things because we want every single customer to be fully satisfied. And I mean, if you look at our ratings on the website, you can see, I'm not sure the latest rating, it's either 4.9 or 5.0 out of 5.
Wow, that's quite big.
Yeah, and we have a lot of returning customers. So most people who ordered once decide they really like it and they come back. I actually, last week, I just looked at the reordering rates. So most people who come, they will reorder within 1 month because they like it and they usually drink it up in that time. So it's very promising for us and it's great feedback that apparently the product is hitting the right spot.
Wow. How many people are in Liger Coffee? I mean, the team, how big is it?
Yeah, we're always between 10 and 15 people at the moment because we also work with a lot of interns. We try to train the next generation. So we're...
lean and mean.
Excuse
Your
me?
group, lean and mean.
Yeah, lean and mean. Yeah,
lean
yeah.
and mean, like a Liger.
Yeah, but I think what's important to me also coming out of the business world is that we train that next generation. We actually pay salaries to all of our interns and make sure they have a good experience so they can potentially also become brand builders in the future. So always in the range of 10 to 15 people.
So I'm interested. What's your office like? I mean, what's the culture like in general in Liger's Coffee's main office?
So the crazy truth is we don't have a main office yet.
Oh, okay.
Just because of the pandemic situation,
Yes,
right?
yes.
We would have loved to do that earlier, but it just hasn't been possible. So we were able to build all of this in a remote setting.
Wow, it's impressive, huh?
Of course, everyone of our team members can have Liger Coffee, and whenever there are new products, everyone tries them. But we don't have an office yet. However, I'm very excited once we have one to have a really nice coffee section
Okay.
with a lot of new
Yeah.
products as well. Yeah.
And what kind of a boss are you, if I may ask?
I mean, that's hard for me to tell, right? Because I don't know, like, what
seem
kind
to
of
be
answer are you
friendly.
expecting?
Friendly, but you're also into. It seems like you're into mentorship because you're already planning for the next generation of maybe coffee advocates.
Yeah.
That's just my impression.
I mean, I think, so mentorship is indeed very, very important to me. I care a lot about mentoring our full-time team members, but also I literally will sit down with our interns and spend time with them because I think that makes a lot of sense. I also think that the team knows me kind of as a person who has very high expectations. So my philosophy is a little bit around tough love. So I think everyone knows that good work absolutely gets rewarded, but I also have high expectations. And nevertheless, I also try to care for everyone like I would for a family, right? So we've had a few health incidents over the last few weeks and months, for example. We make sure that we care about every single person, that they can take time off, that they can take care of their family and so on.
Yes.
So it's a combination of asking a lot, but then I think also really rewarding that.
I guess that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
And no one else will do it but the leader himself. What would you advise maybe young entrepreneurs also? I mean, want to break free from the corporate world to put up their own business, to pursue their dream. What would you advise them?
So first of all, I think try it. That's the most important advice, right? I think it looks or seems very scary to take that step in the beginning. But effectively, even if it doesn't turn out to be as amazing as you maybe were expecting, it's not going to be a big deal, right? Because effectively, you are a smart person, you probably did something great before, you're always going to find a different job. And then maybe it was 3 months, 6 months where you learned a lot. A lot of the things that we're now doing are also based on the learnings that we've had over the last 5 to 10 years, doing the different things that we have done in the founding team, right? So we have certainly all made a lot of mistakes. And only because we made these mistakes, we are now able to do what we're doing. Also regarding people leadership, I'm sure I've done a lot of mistakes over the last 10 years, and the way I'm now trying to lead this company absolutely pulls this all together. So I think take the step, don't be scared, but do find at least one great partner, right? I mean, there are some individuals out there who manage to build great companies as an individual. I mean, think about Elon Musk, and there are a few others. But I think most really successful companies have a very powerful joint founding team. That's even more important than the idea, right? Because you can always iterate the idea and come up with something new. But working with the right people is probably going to really solve your problem. Because if the idea is not the right one, you sit down together, you improve it, and then you will get to a next stage where you do something great. If you're by yourself or you don't have the right people to work with, that's a lot harder.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense. We have a random question. Somebody asked from our social media if you sell beans. Does Liger sell beans?
No,
Coffee beans?
we currently do not sell beans. I mean, the whole idea around Liger is that we want to tailor to the convenience factor, right? So we want to offer a more or less final product that you can prepare within 10 or 20 seconds. So the whole idea of selling beans is not one that we're covering yet. Maybe one day, not on the horizon for now. Yeah.
We're seeing on, some videos about the many things that you can make out of Liger coffee. I think part of its charm is that it's actually a very flexible product.
Absolutely. I mean, we're seeing amazing creations by people who buy the coffee.
Okay.
So a lot of people just come up with their own recipes, right? I mean, be it some kind of special caramel latte, be it something else. I think some people have even started making desserts, like making like a mousse au chocolat, like a chocolate coffee mousse with Liger, because you can just put it in. So there's really no limits to your creativity, and it's quite exciting to see what people are coming up with. And I think it looks really nice. I mean, you can see it. I love watching these videos.
Yeah, and each to his own specification.
Absolutely, yeah.
Love Liger according to the way you want to do it, right?
Exactly.
Add some.
I mean, now this person is adding condensed milk, right? Because apparently they like it sweeter.
Okay, I'm also learning a lot. Must try that later. But for now, I mean, we really want to have you stay some more, but first we'll have a short break, and then after that we'll play a quick game.
Sounds great.
Magandang araw mga katribu! Narito na ang mga makakasama nyo tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Roy Pelevelo, Atty. Lia Badillo Crisostomo, Vernon Velasco, Kim Sancha at Chert Balagtas. Abangan ang programang Gising Na sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune.
Ilabas na ang mainit na kape at samahan kami sa inyong pag-almusal, mga katribo.
Simulan natin ang bawat umaga with good vibes sa mga informative and recreational segments ng aming programa.
Maaari niyo rin ibahagi sa amin ang inyong opinion via Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now sa YouTube.
Makichika na rin sa latest showbiz happenings, mga katribo.
Kaya naman, magsama-sama po tayo sa
Gising na!
Ang Daily Tribune may digital shows na din. Dahil sa mas lumalaki at mas lumalakas nating tribu, handog sa inyo ng Daily Tribune ang mga programang magbibigay buhay araw-araw. Be informed at mag-good vibes tuwing umaga sa programang Gising Na. Be updated sa news and happenings sa Tribune News on Cue. Mas kilalanin pa natin ang mga paborito nyong atleta sa programang The Athletes Tribune. Alamin ang latest entertainment sa programang What's Up. Ma-inspire sa mga kwentong hatid ng PairFect. Search lang ang Daily Tribune sa inyong Facebook at Tribune Now on YouTube. See you there, mga katribu! Makinig at makisali sa usapan every Friday night at 6 p.m. sa iSpeak Katribu Podcast. Samahan sina Daniel at Alvin na pag-usapan ang mga relevant topic na tiyak kakarelatean nyo, mga katribu. At pagdating ng Sunday at 7 p.m., Speak Your Mind with our iSpeak program na sasagot sa mga tanong regarding the latest and relevant issues sa paligid natin. I-like at i-follow nyo ang Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube para updated ka sa mga latest episode namin, mga katribu. Alamin ang latest entertainment at sa mga paborito nyong celebrities kasama si Pocholo Concepcion sa programang What's Up. Makibanding at kwentuhan kasama ang mga kilalang personalidad sa entertainment industry. Sama-sama natin silang kilalanin at silipin ang makulay nilang mundo every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Kaya sit back and relax lang kayo, mga katribu. Hanapin at i-like ang Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
You're still watching PairFect. We're still with the CEO of Lyger Coffee, Philipp Renner. And now that we've learned all about their unique approach to coffee, let's learn more about him. So Philipp, we'll play the game called Fast Talk, where you ask questions and you have to give us snappy answers. So, first question. First thing you do when you wake up?
I wish I could say drink a glass of water, but it's look at my phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Most of us, I think. How do you like your coffee?
Short, black, and strong.
Last thing you do before going to bed?
Unfortunately, probably also checking my phone.
Okay. And what's the important aspect of your coffee? Is it price, taste, easiness to make?
For me, absolutely taste. I mean, yeah.
Must agree. And how do you distress?
I do a lot of things. I do triathlon, I go running a lot, I read a lot, I meditate, I do yoga.
I think for an active person, coffee is a good thing also to start. I
Yeah,
mean, I
that's
know
true.
some athletes who drink coffee before they work out
I do
or
that a lot,
before
yeah.
they join a race or what.
Yeah.
What's the perfect partner for coffee since you're a foodie? For Liger Coffee.
I like to mix it with just some simple biscuits, you know? Sometimes with chocolate as well. I think chocolate goes very well with espresso. Dark chocolate, yeah.
And describe Philipp Renner in 3 words.
Whew. I think ambitious, loyal, and I think I also kind of innovation seeking, or I always like to try something new.
And describe Liger Coffee in 3 words.
Feline, bold, and convenient.
Wow, perfectly said. Thank you, Philipp, for joining us today. We enjoyed learning about Liger Coffee. Now we can have that barista level of liquid energy at any time of day. And I think it's going to be the start of a habit for me. But before we let you go, can you give us some parting shots or maybe a special promotion you're doing for the show as well?
Of course. So I mean, if this has excited you and you're maybe as excited as us about trying this, I would like to put out a special offer for the viewers here. You all know the name of the show, PairFect. So we've prepared a promo code for you all that is active right now. It will be active until end of day Friday. You can go to our website, www.ligercoffee, just make sure it has a y.com. You can also check our socials, liger.coffee, and you will get 70% off of our products. It's the biggest discount we've ever given since we've launched. So I hope some of you will take advantage of it and get to try our product.
Wow.
And I mean, stay tuned. As I mentioned, over the next 4 weeks, we're launching a lot of new products. So maybe that also is exciting for you.
My goodness, Philip, that's such a roaring announcement. And thank you for having us be part of your promotion.
Thank you so much for having me.
Everybody, just click away already. And so, before we let you go, how about some cheers? And
Yes.
Congratulations to Liger Coffee.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Really
coming
enjoyed being here
over. Yes. And thank you mga katribo for tuning in. You can watch PairFect Live every Wednesday at 2 p.m. on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and on Tribune Now on YouTube. Thank you. I'm Francine, and this has been PairFect.